Wait, so you're less in the front row?
I'm hired.
Oh, you don't use any flash you want?
I just want to see them.
Right, that was
Hooky dokey.
I didn't see it, I just wanted.
And then you want to sit on this side? I feel like I'm here, we'll get here.
No need to make that, do the whole change.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think there's.
Yeah, everybody's.
After I left you last night.
You good, Rich? So I did.
Last time we went out, and my
I was sitting next to Rachel.
Okay.
There you go, there's your spot. Yeah.
How
How are you gonna work that? Isaac, you staying there? Do you want Max and I to sit with you? What do you want, bud?
I did have a ceiling hit, but I don't remember this road being quite so bad. Portal? Around
Every
it's a really fun little bar, restaurant.
Prayers are pretty much the same.
But,
It's
so then
question
there's
is,
a guy.
what prayers do you want to
And he shows up, and he was.
Oh, that's all right.
And he said.
Now you're sure. That makes a lot of So they'll tell you what changed.
It could be like, a tire shop, they'll have in front of the store, all these places that drop boxes. Right?
Rachel, I might have been.
Yes. Okay, yes. Good. It's funny because like
Oh no, we don't have to go in. That's fine. Like this is my moment.
Here they
All right, friends, find a seat. We're going to begin. All right, friends, we're going to turn to page 6, Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to everybody, but especially the majority of the room here to celebrate with Evie as she becomes Bat Mitzvah. She'll lead a whole bunch tonight as well as tomorrow. And we're going to begin on page 6. Let the heavens rejoice and the earth be glad. Yismachu Hashemayim. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. יירם הים, יירם הים, יירם הים ומלואו, יירם הים, יירם הים, יירם הים ומלואו. Let's turn to page 9. These were Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash Ki Neflaot Asam Hoshia Lo Yemino Uzro Aprocho Ay Ay Elotia Adonai Yeshuato Le'ene Adonim Ki Ratzikato Zachar Chasdo Ve'emunato Bebei Yisrael Ra'u Kol Afsei Aretz Et Yeshua Eloheinu Ariu Adonai Kol Haaretz Pitzu Le'ronenu Zameru Zamru Adonai Ve'hinor Ve'hinor Le'kol Zimran B'chatzotro Ve'kol shofarim Lifnei HaMelech Adonai Yiram hayam u'mlo'o Tevel ve'yoshveva Ne'arot imacha u'cha Yachan harim yeranenu Lifnei Adonai kiva Lishchot ha'aretz Yishbot tevel v'tzedek Ve'ami melech shacharim Ay nay 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 Yay nay 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 Yay nay 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 Yay nay 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 Page 12. Omemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachanu lehar kodsho. Omemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachanu lehar kodsho. Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Omemu. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Omemu. Omemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachanu lehar Page 13. Come on. page 15, Lachadodi. And actually, why don't you come up now and start helping me and eventually just kind of take it over. Lachadodi, Shabbat as a Bride, page 15. The entrance, welcoming the Shabbat bride. Oh, even Shalom, now you see love with mourners in our midst, may God comfort you with all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We may be seated, page 19. Continue on our own. Oh, Shonai Osita Zara Tikon Develop Tibo Sakama Mata Sunero Sonai Nasunero Kolam Nisunero Doyam Nini Kotaim Maim Rabbi Madiri Mishpereyam Adir Mamarom Adonai Eidotecha Menu Meno Veleitecha Navam Koresh Adonai Leoret Yamin. Please rise briefly for the Baruch Hu, the formal call to prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bibaro ma'ariv aramim. Elonai v'kayam tamid imloch inu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ma'ariv aramim.
Torah Rambam, B'shitecha v'b'yitecha, U'b'leftecha v'derech, U'shoftecha v'b'knecha, U'shartam me'od al yadecha, V'yitecha v'teinecha, U'chaptam, Amtizos v'yitecha, U'yisharecha.
Continue on our own.
Leman tizkeru v'altitem kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim l'olechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotziechem be'eretz Yisraelim li'ot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem
טוב רצון כבליהם, והשבט ישראל חרישרה בשמחה רבה, ויאמרו כולם. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך בקורבן קודש, יורדתי לו אוסף פלא, יורדתי לו אוסף Shlomecha, Baruch Atah Adonai, Haporei Sudat Shalom Aleinu, V'kol Amay Yisrael, V'yal Yerushalayim. Please rise for the Shamru, page 34 of the Covenant Shabbat. Shamru, B'nei Yisrael, Echad Shabbat, Nason Echad Shabbat, Le'torah Tamberit Olam. B'nei Yisrael, Oti Le'olam, Oti Le'olam, Oti Le'olam. Shamru, B'nei Yisrael, Echad Shabbat, Nason Echad Shabbat, Le'torah Tamberit Olam. Ki Shem Shemim, Asar Adonai, El Hashamayim, Ve'et Haaretz. Shamru, B'nei Yisrael, Echad Shabbat, Nason Echad Shabbat, Le'torah Tamberit Olam. Uvayom Hashlishi, Shabbat Vayinafash, Shabbat Vayinafash, Shabbat Vayinafash. Shamru, B'nei Yisrael, Echad Shabbat, Nason Echad Shabbat, Le'torah Tamberit Olam. Remain standing for the Chatzi Kaddish, page 35.
Yikara, Vikara, Shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Yivarachute, V'yamlich Malchute. V'yimeru.
Amen. Yehesh Me'Rabba Mevorach, Le'olam Olam Le'amaya Yisarach.
Yiparach, V'yishtabach, V'yipa'ar, V'yitshomam, V'yinaseh, V'yithadar, V'yithatmaleh, V'yithalach, Shemei Kedusha, Le'elam Mincho Birchata V'shirata.
Tushbechata v'nehemata, Damiram Me'omra.
V'yimeru.
Amen.
Private Amidah, pages 37 to 48. Say shalom imroma, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yeshvet Eloh, v'imru, Page 49, my bad tefillah. Paul, come on up and lead us in that. Not Kaddish Shalem. Evie will do that.
ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שפט מכל מלאכתו כי בו שפט מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו אלוהי אבותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא אל עליון קונה שמיים וארץ מגן אבות בדברו המחיי מתים במאמרו האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו כי בם רצה להניח להם כי בם רצה להניח להם לפניו נעמוד ביראה ובפחד ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד מעין הברכות הודעות אדון השלום מקדש השבת מברך שבי ומניח בקדושו ויעמדו שני עוני זכר למעשה בראשית אלוהינו אלוהי אבותינו רצה במנוחתנו קדשנו במצוותיך ותן חלקנו בתורתך סבינו מטובך ושמחנו בישועתך ותאר ליבנו לעובדך באמת והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה וברצון שבת קודשך וינוחו בישראל מקדשי שמך ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Kaddish Shalem, page 53.
V'gadol v'kadash shemei rabba. Amen. V'yamad yivrachute v'yamlech malchute. V'chayechono v'yamechono v'chayechono v'Yisrael. V'agala v'zman karivim meru.
Amen. Yeshmei Rabban Menorah. Le'olam v'lo ne'ohaya yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalash v'yitkurishah.
B'richu.
La'elam min kol berchata v'shirata. Tishbechata v'nechamata daram v'yiram v'yama v'yimeru.
Amen.
Tishkabal tzlo tehon v'tohon d'chol Yisrael. Kodama v'hon d'vishmaya v'yimeru.
Amen.
Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru.
Amen.
Osei shalom b'mroha puya osei shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru.
Amen.
Way to go, Evie. Looking forward to much more tomorrow. All right, now is the historical moment. And for the next, so there's a few of you who are new. Well, if you're not, if you're a guest of the moment, so you don't know this at all. But instead of a sermon on Friday night, I've been reading letters that I found in old files of the synagogue. So it's kind of a moment in time. And for the next several weeks, I'm going to be covering the issue of bat mitzvah as it related to Temple Beth Abraham. And the story is incomplete because, again, I just have letters. And I have some people's recollections and memories. I'll start with a general introduction. And this general introduction comes not from a letter, and then we're going to go backwards with time in future weeks. This one's from 1995, and it's from a bat mitzvah program of a girl named Tali Weininger. Susan, do you know who that is? Okay. All right, so Tali Weininger says the following: Shabbat Shalom, I'd like to welcome all of you and thank you for joining me today as I become a bat mitzvah and read from the Torah. It's entirely possible that this didn't even take place here, Tali Weininger's bat mitzvah, but this ended up in a file somehow. So,
can you say what year it was again?
1995.
Thank you.
Girls began having a special bat mitzvah ceremony only in 1922. This was an effort to give Jewish girls the opportunity and responsibility comparable to that of Jewish boys. Over the years, the bat mitzvah ceremony has become an accepted tradition in many synagogues. Before I read on, for those who don't know, it was developed by the great Rabbi Mordecai Kaplan, who founded Reconstructionist Judaism, although he was a teacher at the conservative rabbinical school at the time, the Jewish Theological Seminary. And his daughter was the first bat mitzvah. Much has happened since the early 1920s, and clearly Judaism has developed in many different ways to accommodate the concept of a bat mitzvah ceremony for girls. Today, many adult Jewish women who did not have the opportunity to celebrate a bat mitzvah are seeking this meaningful experience, which was not available to them in their childhood. Fortunately, today in 1995, I'm able to have this special bat mitzvah ceremony and accept here before all of you, family, friends, and members of my Jewish community, the responsibility and privilege of carrying on the traditions of my family and my people. Now, so 1922 and 1995, it's quite normal, although not so normal that she mentions it as a big part of the program. That's my guess. I mean, it's possible she's just being grateful. But not a lot of people do that today. It's just normal. Girls have bat mitzvahs every pretty much any kid who comes through there, their gender wouldn't be the reason why they wouldn't have a bar mitzvah. Let's put it that way. It's just interesting. So we're going to see. Next week, we're going to go back to 1959, and we're going to see as they start talking about this idea here at Temple Beth Abraham. Not 1922, 1959, and it took several years after that before the first bat mitzvah came. Now here's where it gets a little thorny, and even though I'm going to ask more people this week, I've had lots of people tell me over the years that they were the first bat mitzvah here. Okay, so, I don't actually know. There's a lot of claimants for that, and then there was a time where it was done only on Friday nights, and then only Haftorah on Saturday and not Torah, and then did an adult go before a child? It's, myth and history intersect, that's only, 30 years ago, or 40, 50 years ago, whatever it was. So anyway, we are going to see as the weeks go on, but Evie, very normal to have a bat mitzvah, although your bat mitzvah story is unique in itself, as we'll probably hear a little more tomorrow as well. But again, nothing to do with with your gender. It's because, but now we have them here, and more to follow.
When I didn't have a bat mitzvah, and we had, the women had Sunday school, and then when the boys had bar mitzvahs, they joined our class, but we were separate totally.
Separate, interesting.
Yeah.
So all kinds of things, and I can even tell you that when I was bar mitzvah in 1979, and our Sunday school class was large and had a lot of girls. Our Hebrew school class only had 3 girls. So there were probably 20 girls in the Sunday school class. Only 3 of them had bar mitzvah. So this is in 1980 at a Reform synagogue. Or 1979 at a Reform synagogue. So it changed a lot through the 80s and early 90s. That's why in 1995 it's not that surprising to me, particularly at a conservative synagogue, that will be brought up. It's only 16 years after mine. All right. We rise for the Kiddush and we invite the whole family. So Daniel and Linda and Isaac and Rachel and Evie, come on up. Not sure what liquid is in here. It is juice. So come on, stand by me up here, everybody. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei b'riah ka'afen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho v'ahoratzon inchilanu zikaron l'ma'aseh b'reishit ki hu yom tefilah v'mikra'ei kodesh zecher l'siyat Mitzrayim ki banu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim b'shabbat kodshcha ve'ahavu ratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. And if you are near your children or anyone else you feel comfortable enough blessing, put our hands on their heads, and we say, Yisimech Elohim Yisara V'Yitbarach Leah, Yisimcha Elohim K'Ephraim V'Menashe, Yivarechecha Adonai Yishmerecha, Yeremai Adonai Elecha B'Funecha, Yisrael Elecha V'Yisrael Shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God lift the divine face toward you and grant you peace. Amen. Amen. All right. We remain standing for the Aleinu, and Evie will stay up here and lead it. The rest of her family will go down. I think Eden's going to join her for this one too, just like you. I think she joined you. So Aleinu, page 57.
Aleinu l'shameach l'adon hakol, l'tei k'tulah l'seir b'reishit, shelo asanim b'nei ha'aratzo, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo samchotenu lahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol ha'moram, v'havnu borim, U'nishachavim u'modim, Lifnei melech, Malchei HaMalchim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, She'enu t'shamayim v'yosed haaretz, U'b'shem v'karov b'shamayim imahal, U'shchinatu zo, V'gavei meromim, U'Eloheinu Kakatu, Betorato, Betata Yom,
We lovingly recall the memory of our departed relatives and friends as your sites we observe during the coming week. We're thinking especially tonight of Goldie Alper, Robert Barnett, Kate Berkovitz, Richard Burson, Sophie Breslov, Max Klar, Mildred Davis, Morris Davis, Anna Dietz, Leonard Fixler, Melvin Klein, Maury Pulse, Bernard Polston, David Rosenfeld, Abraham Lewis Schneider, and Edith Zuckerberg. We're in the Shloshim for Elise Bleeman, Robert Brunner, John Eberhardt, Jack Weingarten, the father of Joe Goller, who our thoughts continue to be with you, Joe, and Lila. And just last night, Sarah Barish, or maybe even this morning, the mother of Mark Barish, died at 97 years old. Funeral's in New Jersey, but there will be a Shiva service here on Thursday night at 7:30 at their house. The memories of all, and we also want to just also recognize a very funny Jew, Richard Lewis, who died this week as well. Very funny guy, and a huge Ohio State fan.
From Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, you know, from Seinfeld.
Good friend of Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, good friend of Larry David, Jerry Seinfeld, and a whole host of other things. All right, the memories of all of them are with us. We ask all those who are in mourning or observing Yortzeit, as well as anyone else who would choose to do so, to rise for the Kaddish on page 61. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, v'yalmad yivrach yerutei, v'yamlit malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedechol beit Yisrael, Bagalav v'zman kariv v'imru amen, Yishmei rabbah mivorach le'olam olmei maya, Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei dekudsha b'richu, La'elam in kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'imru, huyaseh shalom,
aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Remember the people you come to say God shall be blessed. Always. Let's say amen. You. All right, announcements. Paula in the back immediately following. Tomorrow, Saturday morning services, 9:30. Evie Luskin becomes bat mitzvah. She'll be reading Torah, Haftarah, leading Torah service in Musaf, and giving the drush. So, looking forward to that. And also continuing with the announcements, then we want to know sort of who's joined you here tonight. We have WTBA Girls Night Out on Thursday with Don Kepler at 7 p.m. in the Baum Center about Jewish grandparents. And next Saturday, Naomi Levy becomes bat mitzvah. Start thinking about Purim coming up. Purim is Saturday, March 23rd, Rock and Roll Purim. Should be a ball. A couple new parodies this year, of course. And Mishloch Manot. The deadline is Wednesday to sign up to give gifts to everybody. Everyone should do it, because every member of the congregation gets a gift, so everyone should also give a gift. So please do that. If you have trouble with the online form, it is confusing. For those who are here, I can tell you that, because if you're sending an individual gift, or how many, there's a box and you think you're supposed to type in a name and it doesn't work. You have to click on a number first. If you're doing 1, you click on 1 and then you can type the name. If you're doing 3, then 3 boxes will show up to type the name. It's confusing, but eventually I figured it out, so you can too. And if all else fails, just email Virginia and she'll take care of it.
And it also says in all the bulletins, that it's Sunday, but they moved it to Saturday when we're actually doing the baskets.
No, the baskets are delivered on Sunday.
No, but when you stuff the baskets, it's after the bar mitzvah, it's 3:30 on
Oh, that
Saturday.
night? Okay, well,
Yeah.
Saturday, I think it's at 3.
yeah, there is some, there is basket stuffing that afternoon.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm just talking about signing up to no, not to deliver, to buy.
First buy.
All those other things are there too.
Then stuff, then.
All those other things are possible too. All right, who's here? Like, where do people come from?
Well, let's see, so, we're here from Piedmont, which is not so far. But I have my father-in-law and mother-in-law, Abe and Sue Kukovich, in from Sacramento. I have my brother Max and his wife Ida, who just moved back to the States from China. Yeah. My dad Michael is in from Philadelphia. My aunts Mary and Meredith and my uncle Evan. Mary and Meredith are local, but Evan is in from Kansas City. Yeah, there you go. Let's see, who else do I have? I have my cousin Lucas Kempf, and 2 of his kids are in town. So they are mostly from DC, except for his daughter Bella, who goes to Cal. So I think this was an excuse for him to come see his daughter. So that's our crew who's here tonight, and we'll have more tomorrow as well.
Excellent, thank you. A couple other guests. Let's see. So Sammy has just moved back from Austin, Texas. Used to live here, and he brought with him Faith. So welcome to Faith. Thanks for being here. Faith is the person sitting right next to Sammy. So significant other. All right, and Rosa has been a couple Saturdays. I think it's her first Friday. So this is Rosa, who also is here, and who we met through Elisa the caterer. So welcome, good to see you. And by the way, for those who were in my class, I'll announce next. I forgot as we went over the prayers. I have a Dropbox file if you want to like practice or listen to any of those prayers. So you can follow that along too. If anyone else wants that, contact me.
What's a Dropbox?
A Dropbox is a way to access files. So like it's a link, and you can then download sound files,
Right.
or any other kind of file. In this case, it's sound files. So. I don't know. Is that a good enough description? I don't know what else to do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, closing song. Who are we honoring tonight?
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. This is pretty obscure and pretty stretchy. Who? Okay. So, does anyone know who Jonathan Lowe is? John Lowe. Anyone ever heard of the band The Quarrymen?
Yeah.
Okay, who did the Quarrymen eventually evolve into?
Beatles.
The Beatles. But I'm not doing a Beatles song. Okay, I'm doing a Quarrymen song. But the Quarrymen had Paul McCartney. John Lowe did not make it to the Beatles. He joined some other band after the Quarrymen. Sad. I know.
Sad for him.
But the Quarrymen have a recording of Down by the Riverside, Ain't Gonna Study War. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna mash it up with They'll Use a Goy, the nation shall not absorb against nation, neither shall they study war anymore. And there's a couple other verses I'm going to add. There's many verses, but I'm only going to do a few of them. Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, and I ain't gonna study war no more. Gonna lay down my heavy load down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my heavy load down by the riverside, and I ain't gonna study war no more. Gonna shake hands all around the world down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna shake hands all around the world down by the riverside, and I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna say more no more. I ain't gonna say more no more. So you might do oatmeal mama. Lo yisa lo yisa goy el goy heret. Lo yila do oatmeal mama. Lo yisa goy el goy heret. Lo yila do oatmeal mama. Lo yisa goy el goy heret. Lo yila do oatmeal mama. Lo yisa goy el goy heret. Lo yila do oatmeal mama. Lo yisa goy el goy heret. Lo yila do oatmeal mama. Lo yisa goy el goy heret. Lo yila do oatmeal mama. Shabbat shalom. Challah in the back.